but we're still going to tap into some energy as we do. So we have an energy here of love, or maybe it's just lust. It could be too, but I really feel like there's strong emotions here. So I really want to know what is going on between the energy of Sagittarius and Aries. If you don't know, these both of these signs are fire signs. Sorry. Both of these signs are fire signs. And I just want to know, is there any sexual tension? Is there true lust, love, or maybe, just some disdain for each other? So we're going to get into some energy. I'll certainly get into some more signs. Cross watchers, you are more than welcome here. And if you have Aries or Sagittarius in your chart, or you're surrounded by either one of these signs, you might resonate with this message. All right. So I want to first get into the foundation of what is going on between these two signs. This chemistry is very strong. They have the ability to have a lot of sexual tension between each other. There's a lot of passion here, because the thing is that when it comes to an Aries sign, they really like for you to follow them. They want to be the leader. Now we have a Sagittarius. Sagittariuses are quick to ask questions. A lot of times they talk more than they listen, and they love a great debate. Versus Aries. Aries doesn't really want to debate you. They feel like you should just trust what they are saying. So many times they will bump heads because of that. They will also bump heads because Aries always wants to be first. So they need a sign that really respects the fact that, look, perhaps it's my insecurities or the way I was raised, or just because wherever the stars are landing, I just like to be first. Like, I can't have anybody putting me on the back burner when it comes to love and relationships. So if you are not that person, you are not the one, then it's never going to work out, because I really need a lot of attention, and not just from you, from other people as well. Okay, so let me see what we have for this Aries and Sagittarius energy. Aries and Sagittarius energy. Like, as I was looking at the cards, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a Sag. What are we doing here? It's definitely not a Sag energy. Let me find the Sag. Like I said, we're not just going to do these two energies. We're going to see if maybe some other energies come out. Here we go. I had to do a double take. What is going on? There we go. I'm going to have to change the thumbnail too. Okay. Rinse clean. Give me some messages. Divinely guided messages I can interpret appropriately between these two signs, these fire signs. At best, there will be a lot of passion. I can tell you that. A lot of verbal word exchange, and maybe some built up lust and attraction. So 6 of Pentacles is in your first energy out for the Aries and Sagittarius. So the energy here is an energy of generosity. So both of you could be being generous to each other. I feel like there's a lot of community in this energy, and one person could feel like this is more of a charity with the 6 of Pentacles. Maybe it's both of you. Both of you are doing charitable favors for both, but there is some support and some sharing going on here. I do feel the energy that there needs to be some gratitude, or somebody doesn't feel grateful for having someone. But we're going to clarify that energy. We're going to get more into that energy. Oh, okay. So in this energy, there's a lot of stalling. Hi, everybody that's here. Sorry if I cannot see everybody's comment. I am doing a message. But the Death card is here, and the Death card energy represents a lot of fear in this energy. It could be just fear of knowing that two explosive fire signs are coming together, and it could be a situation to where it can end up really ugly, or it definitely could just be a fear in relationships. We know that Sagittarius they are freedom loving, and they don't like to be tied down. So if like I said, if an Aries kind of thinks that, you know, you're going to have a Sagittarius around you all the time, you think that you're going to like control them, then it's not going to work. So it could be a fear there of like knowing that you don't have complete control over the Sagittarius. It could be a fear for Aries. We have an energy also of repeating old patterns here and just really stalling this transformation that you could have together, because like I said, there could be a lot of tension in the relationship or a connection or friendship, whatever you have going on with this Aries and Sagittarius energy. Oh, you're feeling like you're feeling it. I love that for you. Oh, look at that. We have the Tower next. Who would have thought in this energy, the Tower? So we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. We have the Tower, which is Scorpio energy. So with both of these energies being here, it's Scorpio, definitely a sign of they can be vengeful, and they have that stinger, so it can really get ugly. But the energy here is the Tower and the Death card. So the Tower here is destruction. This relationship causes a lot of chaos and destruction between you two. So maybe somebody wants to win, or both of you signs, your fire signs, so you do not like to back down. It goes on and on and on and on with all of you. So we have the Tower, forced destruction, things changing, things ending very badly, because the situation is that, you know, nobody wants to be controlled. Nobody wants to admit that they were wrong. Or really, Sagittarius, like I said, they just can't put up with people thinking that they can control them. Okay, so whatever energy you two have together, the World card represents the energy of being complete. So maybe, like, you know, the chemistry was there initially, like the Six of Pentacles, the give and take relationship. And then we had the Death card in reverse, which is a stalling of being together, or stalling of a transformation, getting the relationship to a higher level. Then we have the Tower, destruction, chaos, confusion, ripping each other's heads off. And then we have the World card. Things have had to end because it's just not going to work out. Let me see if there's any advice for both of you, and then we'll go into another sign. Oh, the Sun card. Leo just showed up to this energy with the Sun card in reverse. It is Leo season. Happy birthday to all the Leos. But there's the energy of being blocked. The happiness in this relationship, for some reason, and this could just be in this Sagittarius and Aries relationship, there is feeling like a block here because the happiness is blocked. There's a lack of enthusiasm when you meet and you get together because of the explosiveness of this relationship. There's also an energy of unrealistic expectations. Maybe Sagittarius, you expect more from the Aries, and the Aries are pretty direct on how they feel and how they come across to people, and you still want to push them to be better, because Sagittarius is that sign. They will want to see you do well. If you remember, like signs like DJ Khaled, like We the Best, like you remember him with Rick Ross cheering him on. That's how a Sagittarius is. They always want to see you in the best light that they can, if they can, in their highest vibration. I always have to say that because, of course, we know that each sign is just not completely the same. Everybody has different planets in there, or different, planets in their chart, and different astrological signs. Okay, so also there's some pessimism here. So maybe somebody is just complaining, whining, and crying, and not necessarily crying, but just really being verbal about how they feel about a person. This could be the Sagittarius, but we know that Aries complain very loudly. There is nothing secretive about when they have something to complain about. They are the person that's yelling the loudest. The Sagittarius may take it on the chin. They may try to be like, okay, I'm going to try to see if it'll change. I'm going to try to talk some sense into you before they get upset. But the Aries is just like, look, I didn't like that. And so that, like I said, that's where a lot of it comes from. And then it leads to some depression on both sides because two people are not getting through to each other. Let me see if there's anything else for you guys in this energy. Okay, the King of Pentacles is in reverse. I was checking the cards. So the King of Pentacles in reverse tells me that there's an energy of maybe both or one or the other is focused more on material wealth and abundance, not really focused on the relationship itself, just focused on what the relationship can bring to both of you. So maybe both of you love to have luxurious things, or it could just be the Aries or the Sagittarius. But somebody here in this energy is more attracted to luxuriousness, wanting to flash and show off and be the person that everybody looks up to. So this is another reason why the relationship probably didn't work out, and it's not going to work out in this energy. But is there any advice? I just want to see if there's anything that comes out that gives positive advice to both of these signs before we move on. No, nothing came out. The Empress in reverse. Okay, I guess we could take this in a positive aspect. The Empress in reverse. This is Aries. Aries just showed up to this reading. Thank you, Aries, for being here, letting me know that this reading is definitely for you. The Empress in reverse is the energy of both or one or both needs to relinquish some power in this energy. Perhaps you do have great ideas. Perhaps you are right in some instances, but you can't be right all the time. And a lot of times we come into each other's worlds and we expect them to be like us, and we're all different in our own little special way. So the Aries and the Sagittarius energy, the Empress in reverse here is just, it's kind of time to check your insecurities if you have them. And if you're smothering the other person, that's not a good idea, especially the Sagittarius. And, work on the lack of growth in the relationship. That's what I have for this connection in particular. I'm going to see what other signs come out. Hi, everybody that is here. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi and hitting that like button. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. We're going to do a reading for another sign. I don't know what sign is going to come out. What's your sign? Do we want to do Leo? It is Leo season. I got to respect the Leos. So let me just do one for a Leo. And I don't know what sign is going to come out with you, Leo. If we have a Leo in the chat, you want to drop down, give me a zodiac sign you want to know about your relationship with, then we'll tap into your energy. But if not, then I'll just pick a sign. Okay. So you want a Taurus with a Leo? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Right. I don't see any feedback, so I'll pick a sign. Who is going to come out? A Sagittarius and well, a Sagittarius. Okay, that's perfect. A Sagittarius and a Leo. I like this combination too because it's another rendition of a fire sign energy. So let's see what comes out. Okay, I see you, Taurus with Virgo. After this one, okay, we'll do that one. So Taurus with Virgo we'll do after, but we're going to do Leo and Sagittarius right now. So the Leo with the Sagittarius, happy birthday to all the Leos. It is Leo season. I know you guys are showing out for sure. Crown the Leos. So we know that a Leo loves attention. A Sagittarius loves to flirt. So how is this relationship going to work out? It can, because we have two fire signs. And again, we have a lot of passion in this energy. So with the Leo being there with the Sagittarius, they're going to love how initially the Sagittarius is able to draw them in and charm them with all their attention. But what you don't know about a Sagittarius, Leo, is a Sagittarius is definitely going to have other people that they're entertaining, and it might not be on a personal level, but it's definitely going to be for some attention. So we have the Nine of Wands in reverse that came out for you, Sag and a Leo. So the Sagittarius and Leo energy, Nine of Wands. I feel like both of you or one of you are reevaluating this relationship. I feel like you probably know in this instance that maybe it's not going to work. Maybe it's not a good fit. Ooh. Underneath it all, there's a lot of toxicity in this energy. We have the Page of Wands here too. Both of you are not ready to commit here in this relationship. Both of you are not ready to commit, and there is a lot of toxic energy. So maybe there's fighting, there's a lot of, intimacy, yet there is also the ability to not really like this person, but really like the passion that they bring out. You all too could be partying like rock stars here, or a lot of arguments in this energy. We have a Six of Pentacles in your energy as well. So this is, again, about a power dynamic, a power struggle. Yes, Leos love gifts. Sagittarius loves to shower their person with attention. They adore them, but a lot of times Sagittarius can promise more than they actually give. And that kind of irritates a Leo, because Leos tend to, like I said, like attention. So if you say you're going to do something for a Leo, you kind of want to do that, because if you don't, then they're going to hold it against you. Like little by little, it will build up, and they're not going to make too many excuses for you if they're not absolutely in love with you. So we have a Six of Pentacles here. Like I said, some insecurity. Maybe the Leo is being overly generous to the Sagittarius, or Sagittarius could be generous to the Leo, but I'm seeing it as the Leo being overly generous to the Sagittarius and really wondering, when are you going to be generous back? Like, okay, I'm giving you gifts. I'm giving you gifts for attention. When are you going to, do your thing and bring me what I need from you? But Sagittarius tend to have the best intentions, but again, sometimes they over-promise and under-deliver. Sorry, Sag. It has to be said. Thank you for the likes and sharing the video. I appreciate you so much. Okay, is any advice before we get to the next sign? Oh, okay. So we have the Nine of Swords in reverse as the advice position. There's going to be a need to probably recover from this relationship. Maybe the separation is, not necessarily a bad thing. It could be a good thing. So it's feeling like in this energy, a lot of shame and guilt. So you have to watch that. A lot of verbal words being thrown around between you two. And then we have the Justice card here, some balance. At the end of the day, there will become some balance, because Leos do thrive on some peace. And Sagittarius do too at the end, because they're very forgiving when they want to be. Now, Sagittarius can hold grudges for a very long time, but if they get over it, it's not like necessarily like they forget about everything you did, but they're willing to move on. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe, because we have other signs that will pretend like they forgive you and move on. But then we have a Sagittarius that won't forget what you did, but they're willing to move on. I hope that makes sense. So, but deep down inside, and here, there will be some justice. There will be a karmic balance and a reset, and some an energy of feeling whole in the relationship. So even with this negativity, it just feels like a feeling of being whole in the end. Let me make sure this energy is correct. Let's get one more card is out. Okay. So is the feeling whole, is it going to come from, the question is it going to come from both parties walking away and letting go? After it's all said and done, are you going to feel whole and feel like everything is balanced once both of you just say, you know what, I'm just going to leave this behind, because it's too much. And although there's a lot of passion here, there is a lot of energy of a Leo loves attention. And Sagittarius they love to give you attention, but they also don't want to share you. So there's an energy of that. So I feel like in the end, the balance will be restored, and somebody will maybe just walk away. Maybe you'll just find that you are better off as friends and not lovers. Okay, let me do Taurus and Virgo real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. That's about it. Okay, so Taurus and Virgo. We already did Aries and Sagittarius, and we just did Leo and Sagittarius, and that's the energy that came out. So Taurus and Virgo. We know that both of these are earth signs. Both these are earth signs. They tend to bump heads too, but we'll see what is in the actual energy. I found my Taurus. Now, there's something about me. I do love me a Taurus. So shout out to all the Tauruses. And we're looking for Virgo. If I can't find Virgo, I'm going to have to just do the earth sign energy. I think I found it. Okay, so Virgo. So here we have these two practical lovers. So we want to know what's going to come out in their energy. Let's set the temperature for all this. What is going on in the energy of this Taurus and this Virgo? Is there love in the air, or is it just two people don't want to be alone? Some energy that needs to be, let's clear the energy. All right, karma. Is this a karmic relationship between you two? Okay, I don't know, but we're gonna see. (16), 1 or 6 may be significant to you. All right, give me something. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So either both or one party is feeling like an energy of a workaholic here. The relationship could be dull and boring at times. I hate to say that, but that's the energy that we are getting here. Maybe this is so funny, but maybe that, you know, one or both persons find themselves more on the cheaper side, like they're very frugal. They don't like to really spend money. Maybe they're more focused on investments. So they're not going to really just take you out and splurge on you and buy you everything that you want. Hi, everybody that's here. This is a general message. Look at 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so I don't know if this person, whichever sign, Taurus or Virgo, are you communicating with your person? I feel like deep down inside, there's an energy of somebody wanting to walk away because there's a lot of mental issues going on, or feeling left out in the cold. Maybe financial hardship, or feeling like they don't have stability within the relationship. So this is an energy of a person either trying to gain clarity, talking to someone and gaining clarity, or they just really have second thoughts about the relationship. Oh, we have 2 energies. So we have a Knight of Swords and a Knight of Wands that came out in this energy. So it's very similar to what you see here, because we know that both these signs are earth signs, and we have 2 knights that came out. So that is very much equal. And so one night it feels like an energy of being reckless. Maybe somebody here says a lot of things and they don't necessarily critique their words. That could be our Virgo, because Virgos can be very nitpicky. They can be very they can even be bossy at times, and they can be very critical. That's the word that I'm looking for, sorry. And then we have a Knight of Wands. We perhaps have a player's energy. Is there's an energy of one of these signs playing? I don't want to say necessarily Taurus, but you know, it could be Taurus, it could be Virgo too, because Virgos can be very sneaky. That's one thing that you have to remember about a Virgo, especially, well, even the female, but Virgos can come across as virtuous and loving and caring, but they could have something going on in the back end that you don't even know about. They also can present themselves as being fully in love with you, and like, you know, this relationship is going somewhere. And if you don't know this Virgo very well, you won't even realize that this relationship ain't going nowhere. I hate to say it like that, but it is the truth. So they can wine you, dine you, talk about things, have conversations with you, and you may not even be the one for this Virgo. And you don't even know it. And how do you know? You'll know by the way Virgo treats you, pretty much. So that will be like an easy fix. With the Taurus, you'll know because they like to spend on you. Tauruses can hold on to things, but if they start to be generous with you and start to give you things, you'll be like, oh, okay, maybe you do like me, or you want something from me. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, cards are just flying. We have a Queen of Wands. There's an energy of somebody being bossy or domineering. They need a lot of attention in this relationship. The Fool card is somebody feels like this relationship is holding them back. So we have an energy of an Aquarius. It may be that one of these signs have this energy, this astrology sign in their chart, or you both could be talking or connecting with an Aquarius. One or both could be connecting with an Aquarius. But we have the Queen of Wands energy as well, and that energy is here because that energy is a person, like I said, is very domineering. They want to always be right. They are... You've been with this Virgo for 8 years? Well, this is the energy that's coming out. So perhaps... I don't know. This is the energy that's coming out, and you don't have to say if it resonates or not, but I'm just reading energies. I'm not here to fix or whatever. We're just reading energies. So the Queen of Wands is here because somebody is very bossy, very charismatic, and loves attention here. But the Fool card here in reverse is here because there's an energy of someone feeling like they are not living up to their full potential, like they have a lot of restrictions on them. And I feel like this person could want to be free. Is there any advice for this couple? Queen of Swords. There's two queens in one energy. If you ever seen my readings, you know that I don't like it when two queens come out in one energy. This doesn't have to be two females. It could be two males, or somebody here is entertaining somebody else. But there are two energies right here, two queens here. Tell me about this Queen of Swords. Ten of Swords. So this Ten of Swords energy represents some betrayal. Somebody has definitely been backstabbing someone else. It's an energy of maybe some bitterness or some failure. Maybe something has gone on in the relationship and somebody has held it in. Like I said, Virgo can be notorious for holding things in and doing their own thing. They're like, okay, you did that, I'm going to do this. And they don't even need to tell you what they did. They're not, I don't want to use the N word, but they're not the type of sign that will need you to know that they did this, behind your back. They get enough thrill just knowing that they did it and you don't know. So we have some betrayal here in the sign, some heartache, some pain, some burden here. Somebody has stabbed somebody in the back in this energy. And like I said, I do see two people in one energy too. Like it's almost like a player's energy. Somebody is definitely doing something behind somebody else's back. So the advice here is more, the planning. I feel like there's been a lot of bad planning, perhaps in this relationship, and nobody's really taken action. Do you want to be in this relationship? Is it good for you? Do you want to stay or do you want to move on? Like I said, I felt an energy of comfort. The initial card that came out was karma. There's some type of karmic connection here. So that is what I have for this Virgo and Taurus energy. If it resonates, it does. And if it doesn't, maybe it was for somebody else. Thank you for being here. I have to go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.